Hello, and welcome to Live Calm by SOULESTA Living, the podcast where each week we explore the practical ways to bring calm to your mind, body, home, and relationships, the four pillars of my Calm Compass framework. I am your host, Keeley Cherie, calmness coach and founder of SOULESTA Living. So, whether you're an entrepreneur or busy professional or someone just ready to prioritize your peace, this podcast is your guide to living your best, calmer, healthier, and happier life. So, let's dive in. Today, we're going to dive into a topic that perfectly aligns with calming the mind and setting intentions for a new year: vision boards and why they work for manifesting the life you want. If you've ever wondered whether those collages of random travel pictures and quotes actually work, stick around because we're going to be talking a little bit more about the science, psychology, and practical ways to make them effective tools for manifesting. So let's start with the basics. What is a vision board if you're not familiar? So, a vision board is basically just a visual representation of your aspirations and dreams and the things that you want. So, it is typically made up of images, words, phrases, quotes that inspire you and represent what you want to achieve. I have seen vision boards that are only images that are more like mood boards and don't have any words. I'm a person who likes a lot of words, so mine have a lot of quotes, but it's whatever style that works best for you. By focusing on what you want, you're not only getting clear on your goals, but also training your brain to work towards achieving those goals. But how exactly does that happen? Is it just magical? There's a lot of psychology and neuroscience behind why vision boards can be so impactful. And this is actually where I get excited because I get to combine my love of creativity with my love of knowledge and research and being a nerd and kind of in science and putting them all together. So before I get into too deeply on that, I'm going to first share my experience with vision boards. So I created my first one back in 2020, back in January 2020, after I decided in December of the year before that I wanted to transition into the wellness space, which was a big change in my life, transitioning from corporate America. And I created a vision board on my phone that I could see all the time because you're looking at your phone every day. And I figured that was the best place for it. And I have done that every single year since then. So I create one, a new one. Not every time I change out all the pictures because sometimes the things that I want are the same from year to year. So sometimes I keep some of the same pictures, move them around. But my word for that year in 2020 was intention because I wanted to live my life with more purpose and not just with go with the motions base or go through the motions, if anyone can relate to that. And one of the quotes that I had on my vision board that year was one of my favorite quotes from Oprah. And it is, your intention rules your life and determines the outcome. And I really believe that. I really believe that wherever you are, that is a result of the intentions that you have set. So I wanted to be really clear that year with what I was wanting. One of the things I wanted was to go through yoga teacher training. And so I had a picture of Dr. Chelsea Jackson Roberts, which she is an amazing yoga teacher. And she had a beautiful picture on her Instagram page of her doing this yoga pose in Paris. And I put that on my vision board. One of the other things I put on my vision board that year was the cover of a book that I was reading called The Joy of Missing Out, Live More by Doing Less by Tanya Dalton. And that was so appropriate because couple months later, everything happened with all the shutdowns and lockdowns in COVID, and we were definitely doing less that year. And so I feel like I kind of, in some way, could foresee that that was going to be a year of figuring out how to do less. I also, instead of saying I wanted to lose a certain amount of weight, I wanted to change my relationship with food. So I posted pictures of healthy food, and that helped me to make better choices. And I ended up losing 15 pounds that year without doing any strict dieting. So this is something that I do every year, and that has worked for me. So now let's get into a little bit more of the science behind vision boards. So they can tap into two key psychological and neurological principles. The first is your reticular activating system. So let's see if I can keep saying that in that right order and not mess that up. So this is a network of neurons in your brain that acts as a filter for information. So what it does is it helps you focus on what's important and tune out what's not, which is definitely very important. So for example, what most people are familiar with their reticular activating system at work is, say you're interested in buying a new car, and say you want a specific brand, specific color, you want it to be red, you want it to be green, whatever it is, and all of a sudden when you're going down the street, you start seeing that exact car that you just decided that you wanted. Well, that means it is working. So, just the same way, when you create a vision board, you're training your brain to prioritize the goals and dreams that you have visually represented. And also, Dr. Tara Swart, she is a neuroscientist and author of The Source, explains that seeing images of your goals repeatedly activates your reticular activating system, making you more likely to notice opportunities, connections, and solutions relating to those goals. Second, there is a neural plasticity connection. So, visualization is a powerful tool used by athletes, performers, and even surgeons. And when you visualize yourself achieving a goal, your brain activates the same neural pathways as if you were physically doing it. In January of 2024, a study by the University of California found that people who regularly visualize their goals are 42% more likely to achieve them. So next, let's talk about some of the psychological benefits. So vision boards encourage positive thinking and optimism. Research in positive psychology shows that focusing on positive outcomes increases your motivation and persistence, making you more likely to succeed. Dr. Martin Seligman, known as the father of positive psychology, emphasizes that setting clear visual goals fosters hope and improves overall well-being. Plus, vision boards give you tangible reminders of your why. And that is so important no matter what you're doing in life, to always keep your why in front of you, because that is what keeps you going on the toughest days, when self-doubt hits, stress creeps in, imposter syndrome, all the things. Revisiting your vision board can help reignite your passion and your focus. Okay, and so what are some ways to make a vision board that actually works? This is what you might be thinking. So I have some tips for you. Number one, before you put an image into a collage on a page anywhere, you have to first do the work of getting clear on your intentions. So whether that is writing them down in a journal, notepad, typing them into your phone, typing them on your computer in a document, whichever way that works best for you. First, get everything out of your head and put it down somewhere where you can see it. These are the things that I aspire to in my future. And I'm not saying this has to be something only at the beginning of the year. You can reset your intentions at any time, all throughout the year. To be specific, don't just put a generic picture of a beach. Where is some place specific that you have been dreaming about going? For me, that is Greece. I have been wanting to go to Greece forever. I was supposed to go in COVID, had to cancel my trip, and have been looking to redo that trip or actually get there in the near future, hopefully. So that is something that I am looking to manifest. If you have been to Greece, tell me about your experience. Tell me the best places to go because I am manifesting that trip for my future coming up. I also did an ancestry DNA test a couple years back, and I was like 3% Greek. So I feel like that is part of one of the places that I should go visit if it's in my ancestry DNA. So, but I say all that to say, be specific about what you want to do, what you want to have. If there's a particular car, if there's a particular house, that you want, get the actual vision of that. Um, a fellow entrepreneur I met recently, she had a dream to have like a van that was wrapped in her business branding. And she actually went on Fiverr and had someone create an image of what her van would look like if it had her branding and logo and all of that stuff over it. And what do you know? Now that I know her, I see her driving around in that van because she had someone create the image of it before she actually got it. And that is the power of being specific. Also, focus on your feelings, okay? So, a lot of times you don't realize that when you're going after something, it's not always the literal thing that you're going after. A lot of times you are chasing the feeling of what that thing brings you. Perfect example are different brands of shoes. All shoes basically function in a similar way, is that they protect your feet from the ground, so getting dirty on the ground, stepping on anything dangerous. They all function basically the same. But what is the difference between why someone wants to pay hundreds of dollars for a Jimmy Choo or Gucci or name brand shoe versus like a Payless or no name brand shoe? What's really the difference? The main difference is how you believe you will feel with the more expensive shoe. Will you feel more confident? Will you feel more accomplished? Will you feel more elevated is the feeling that you're going after. So, in all the different areas of your life, focus on the feelings. What do you want your life to feel like in all these different areas? This is what I do when I do my intention setting and do my vision boards. Number four, do not, if you're doing one that is like a printed version, a physical version, don't just throw it in a closet or someplace where you're not going to see it or create it digitally, but don't save it as the background on your phone and go to it when you're thinking about it. Put it somewhere that you can see it every day. So that's why mine is my screensaver on my phone. You could also have it as the background on your computer or your tablet. Um, or you could, if you put it up in your office or in your bedroom, someplace where you're going to see it regularly and be reminded of those images and the things that you said that you wanted. Number five is take action. So it's not just enough to put together pretty pictures, okay? You do need to take steps to bringing your vision to life. So, for example, if your goal is to improve your health and you have images of your vibrant vegetables and fruit that you're going to eat, like use that as motivation to say, this week I'm going to set up a meal plan for my healthy meals. Like actually put the images into action in your day-to-day life. So there you have it. That is the science, psychology, and practical steps that I wanted to share with you behind why I believe vision boards are beneficial to manifesting your dreams and goals. So if you haven't created a vision board yet, I encourage you to give it a try. I have a tool for you, my Vision and Manifesting Collection. It is available on my website, and it has Canva vision board templates for print, 8.5 by 11, as well as for your phone. There's also worksheets and exercises to do releasing of your past and setting intentions for the future. That uses the elements of the Feng Shui Bagua map. There's also a manifesting meditation included, as well as the replay and presentation slides from the live vision and manifesting workshop. So you can get that now at soulestaliving.com, and a link will also be in the show notes. So now it's your turn. I would love to hear about your vision board experiences, whether you've already created one for the year, you're interested in creating one. If you've already done it, tag us at Soulesta Living on Instagram, or you can also email us at soulesta-co.com. Okay. And if there are any organizations or leaders listening, vision boards aren't just for individuals. Companies like Google and Microsoft, they use similar vision goal setting techniques in their planning processes. So this is a great time at the beginning of the year to do that. If you're interested in bringing this to your team and would like our support at Soulesta Living, just contact us via email. So in closing, I just want you all to remember that living calmly starts with clarity and intention, and a vision board is a beautiful way to start. So thank you so much for joining me on this journey to living calm. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe so you never miss an episode, and share it with someone who might need more calm in their life. Let's grow this peaceful community together. If you're wondering where to start on your calmness journey, I've got you covered. Take my free Calm Compass quiz to discover which area of your life, whether that be the mind, body, home, or relationships, needs the most attention right now. It's quick and designed to help you take the first step towards a more peaceful life. So you can visit soulestaliving.com or click on the link in the show notes to take the quiz today. You can also leave a review, a comment, if you are in Spotify, or email us, or if you're watching on YouTube as well, or email us at soulestaliving@soulesta-co.com to be featured in our Calm Connection Corner on a future episode if you were inspired by anything you have learned on this podcast. So remember, just like my grandmother Celesta taught me through her famous lemon cakes and her resilience that has inspired Soulesta Living, when life gives you lemons, make lemon cake. Sometimes the sweetest moments come from embracing life's challenges with joy and grace. Until next week, live calm and well.